Hi, Melina Lott with Sooner Spaces here in front of one of my favorite spaces in Oklahoma, the Northwest Library. It's the newest library in the MLS system, located here on Northwest 122nd, and it is gorgeous and it has a lot of Oklahoma heritage infused into the architecture and the details inside. So we're going to talk to Executive Director Donna Morris, who's going to give us a tour of the space, and I know you're going to want to visit soon.
Hello, I'm Donna Morris, Executive Director of the Metropolitan Library System. I'd like to welcome you to our beautiful new Northwest Library. This library was part of the Oklahoma City 2007 General Obligation Bond Package. So the building itself is actually owned by the City of Oklahoma City, and then the Metropolitan Library System operates it. It was a culmination of a number of years of work in design and development for this building. This particular part of Oklahoma City has never had a library in the history of our system and even before, and the residents out here really wanted one. We wanted to build an iconic building that was different than most libraries, and so the architect that worked on this particular project, LWPB, consulted with a nationally renowned architectural firm in Arizona called Richard and Bauer. And Richard and Bauer have won a number of national awards for their library design across the country, primarily in Arizona. But they came in as consultants, and their lead architect, Jim Richard, was quite taken with Oklahoma and some of the things that he saw in our state, most particularly the beautiful sunsets, the prairies, the natural state, the oil derricks, and so he wanted to design a building that would reflect some of that. And I think we have it here in this building. And as we walk through, we can tell you a little bit about some of the features that he brought into the design process. Okay, we're now in our large meeting room. Currently, it's divisible into two. The meeting room itself is about 3,000 square feet. It's got hand-plastered walls and painted, which is an unusual feature, very beautiful. These particular rooms, the large room, when it's made into one, is about 3,000 square feet. To reserve, we charge a very small fee, about $10 an hour. So we have a number of groups in the community that rent it for various things, and of course it's also used a lot for library events and programming. We can probably get about 400 kids in here during the summer for a program, so it's a really nice space and it's used quite a bit by the community. We're standing in front of a healthy vending machine, which was something that we kind of wanted to put in this library. It has healthy drinks and snacks, and it's pretty popular with the customers and the staff. One of the things that we did in this building, in keeping with the Oklahoma theme, was some unusual end panels on the book stacks, and these are Oklahoma pictures or scenes depicting life in Oklahoma of windmills and wheat, and these were pictures were taken and then they're pressed into the laminate permanently that become part of the bookshelf. As you can see, libraries are pretty vibrant places. We're probably the only spot in Oklahoma City that provides free wireless access at all 19 of our libraries. And so if you come in here, you have access to the internet. We try to provide a lot of access for you to plug in your computers. This particular library has access flooring, so all underneath the flooring is an access panel system, so if we decide at some time in the future to move shelves, we've got electrical conduit running throughout the building, and so that's not going to be a factor in how you might rearrange in the future. So it's very technologically up to date. Over my shoulder here, you'll see kind of our technology zone, where we also provide public computers for the public, and they're used heavily not only at this library but throughout our system. What you're looking at now is one of our unique features in this building. From the outside, as you drive up, you see what look like oil derricks, but they're actually skylights. And as you come into the library, you'll see that each of the skylights comes down into what we call quiet study rooms, and we have 6 of those here in this building. They're free to the public if no one's using them, and so you can see we have a couple of customers in there now doing work, research. They're very popular. They just check with the desk to see if they're available for them to use, and so there's a lot of collaborative study that goes on there and small meetings, and so we were really excited that we were able to put these in. As you can see, we have tried to provide a wide variety of seating for our customers in this library. Back behind me, you can see some of the individual study tables with dividers. These are real popular with people that bring their laptops in and want some quiet study time. We also have some comfortable lounge seating and the traditional tables with chairs in this area. We also have a great deal of natural light in this building, which really makes it an inviting place for people to come and read and relax. This is one of our most popular places in the Northwest Library. This is what we call the Adult Reading Lounge. We have a lot of people that like to come here and stretch out and read some of the magazines that are right over here, or a book, or just use their laptop. Also, if you can see outside, we have an adult patio. We were not sure if this was going to work in Oklahoma, but it's very popular, and you'll come here a lot of times on nice days when it's not as windy as today and see people out there reading and studying. So it's been a pleasant surprise for us to have the patio. It's been very popular. We're now located in the Teen Zone, which is an area that was specially designed for teens. We had a teen focus group that came in and gave us some thoughts about what they'd like to see in this library. They wanted some cool looking furniture, so we're seated here in our two booths, and these are always very popular. We tried to choose different colors of furniture for some of the places in the back. That was a special feature that they wanted, which was called steampunk, and so those chairs are to reflect that particular style. We have dedicated computers for teens in that only teens can sign up and use those back in this area as well. It's been very popular, and we're excited that teens are using the library in new and innovative ways. We're now in the children's area of the library. This is an exciting place. We tried to freshen it up with some vibrant colors for the kids. As you can see, we have oranges and lime greens and blues. We also included an outdoor patio for the kids. We did have to build a big berm wall out there to kind of protect it. Adirondack chairs. It's a popular area as well. Located on the pole out there is one of the pieces of public art that's installed in this building by an artist from California, and you'll see other pieces outside. We also have in this area a children's interactive, which was designed by the Bergen Company, and this was a piece that was partially funded by our Friends of the Library and the Library Endowment Trust. It's got a lot of interactive pieces for early childhood literacy. Young children like to come, and it has you'll see there's alphabets, how to learn the alphabet, and different other learning literacy experiences for the young children. So it's an exciting spot, and the kids really like it. We're now in what we call the programming room. We don't want to call it children's programming room because we can use it for other things besides just children's story time. But it is used primarily for children's activities, and you can see why we painted the ductwork purples and greens, and over here are little cubbies for kids to put their shoes if they were doing some kinds of activities, and then we tried to put a colorful pattern on the carpet floor. This particular room is also a safe room, but it is not a public shelter. It is a safe room. If we were to have bad storms while the library is open, then we could have staff and the customers in the building be safe in this particular room. We have a unique feature here, which is the cedar slats that are used throughout the building were made part of this storage cabinet here, which is really kind of a cool feature. And back behind the doors over here, we have storage for tables and chairs. So it's a very functional room, and they use it quite a bit. One of the things that we did in this library is we designed it with one central service desk and combined all the functions into one. You see that over my shoulder. We have circulation as well as reference functions, people to help customers not only with their book checkout and check-in and finds, but also to help them find books and to find answers to their questions. We also have at this library 4 self-checkout machines, which is the most of any of the libraries, and we encourage a lot of our customers to check their books out on the self-check, and also that they pick up their own reserves, and so it's pretty efficient. We really like the design of this building. It's 36,000 square feet. We're able to manage it with a single service desk very well. I have about 150,000 books in here, and it's the second busiest library in our system. We're standing here in front of the mountain boomer lizard, which is Oklahoma's official state lizard. We have 4 pieces of public art on the property that were designed by an artist in California. I mentioned him earlier. This particular one, the Mountain Boomer, represents that. The artist did a wonderful job in researching Oklahoma. He picked the Mountain Boomer, which is the state lizard. While we're outside here, I want to mention a little bit about the landscaping. This particular library is going for Silver LEED certification, lots of sustainability, lots of natural features. We have natural grass throughout on the berms over here that are bermed up to the building, which you'll see shortly in this shot. We have buffalo grass, which doesn't require to be mowed, and other natural grasses. And so in keeping with the whole LEED certification and sustainability, we tried to plant natural and Oklahoma plants and trees and things to make it maintain the same theme. This is the Oklahoma Dinosaur. He's made kind of whimsical by wearing Converse sneakers. The kids love it. He's really fun, and again, it's all hand cast concrete with some mosaic pieces interspersed throughout. Very, very popular with the kids. You can also see in this exposure, as you're driving down, especially at night, the books inside the library. It's really a nice shot. Adult patio wraps around. It's a beautiful exposure here on this site, showing all the natural light that goes into the building. And hi, we're standing here in front of Lucille Mulholland, who was Oklahoma's first cowgirl. This is another piece of public art done by Solomon Bassoff for the library. This library, as I mentioned, we call it the Northwest Library in our terminology, but it's actually the Patience S. Ladding Northwest Library, and it was named after the former mayor of Oklahoma City, Patience Ladding, who was a longtime and dedicated supporter of libraries in Oklahoma, and actually was a sitting member of the library's governing board during the time she was mayor of Oklahoma City. Very active, very vocal library advocate, so we were very pleased that we were able to name the library after her.